I have certain rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me. Nothing. Zero.
Okay, folks, Patrick Penry here. You're listening to Diverging Perspective. I want to show you what I've dug up today, and I'll try to be as brief as possible. First, I'm at a Forbes article. Coronavirus stimulus offered by House Financial Services Committee creates new digital dollar. Interesting that this new digital dollar is going to be introduced. And right here, let's read a little piece from it. I found it interesting. Let's pick up right here. And what will send shockwaves through the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry, particularly for those following central bank digital currencies around the world. This signals the U.S. is serious in establishing infrastructure for a central bank digital currency. Here it comes, folks. People have been talking about this for many years. Both Speaker Pelosi's Take Responsibility for Workers and Families Act and the, quote, Financial Protections and Assistance for America's Consumers, States, Businesses, and Vulnerable Populations Act, introduced by Chairwoman Maxine Waters of Financial Services Committee, introduced these concepts today as a way of delivering the economic stimulus payments to U.S. citizens. Maxine Waters, that rings a bell, doesn't it? Well, here she is, Maxine Waters, under investigation for $750,000 wire fraud. Apparently the money went into her daughter's account. Yeah, public money into her daughter's bank account. I don't know whatever became of that, but at least in August 2 of 2018, not that long ago, she was under investigation for some fraud. Okay, let's move along. This is Darius Adams. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all. This is the CEO of Honeywell. You know, when I heard Trump was giving out these breather mask jobs to Honeywell, to 3M, and others, I started to ask myself, do these guys know Trump? Is he connected to them? Is this capital cronyism? Well, this is the head CEO, excuse me, of Honeywell. He makes a lot of money. Base pay 1.5 mil, bonus 4 mil, stock award 9.5 mil, option award value 3.1 mil, total equity 12.7 mil, other compensation 233 grand, total compensation 18.6 million. That's just in a year. So this guy's fantastically wealthy, just like Trump. Here's Honeywell. They're getting the N95 mask production to build these masks, and obviously going to make quite a bit of money off of it. Also, I found interesting that Trump has been meeting with these guys prior to this event. It wasn't a secret meeting where they, snuck in the darkness of night and met in a, cave somewhere. These were public meetings, but point being, he knows these people on a first name basis. He meets with them regularly. Here it is in August 7 of 2018. Trump is having dinner with prominent business leaders, including the Boeing and PepsiCo CEOs. Here's the guest list. Look down this guest list. He's meeting with Darius Adams of Honeywell, right? And check it out. Fiat Chrysler. He's meeting with Michael Manley of Fiat Chrysler, who just today or yesterday is saying they're going to join in production respirators or breather masks or some of this paraphernalia having to do with coronavirus, tackling the coronavirus problem. So here's at least a couple right here meeting with Trump prior to this coronavirus event. I thought it interesting to note they're saying a lot of CEOs had stepped down. The guy from Disney World and some others. People sold stock off. Some people stepped down prior to this coronavirus event. The guy from Disney apparently retired, I guess, and stepped down not long ago. Also, the former guy from 3M, Ing Thulin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either. They say he's taken a new position, executive chairman of the board, but Michael Roman takes over as CEO. And here we go, Trump to meet with 3M and other manufacturing CEOs. January 27, 2017. It says he's to meet with some individuals, and these are the ones also, initial business leaders assisting with Trump's manufacturing jobs initiative include, and these are the ones who are to meet with him. He's offering them to come meet with him. They're saying they are going to meet with him too. This is back in 2017. I assume they did meet. Again, public meeting, but obviously publicly they don't talk about releasing a virus and crashing the economy and Bill Gates and all this kind of stuff. But let's look down this list of corporate execs and companies that were to meet with Donald Trump in 2017, early 2018. Look down this list. There's Ford Motor Company. Now they're supposed to be joining and also making respirators. I hear on the TV just a little while ago. General Electric, they're supposed to be making respirators. All these guys are now being tasked by Donald Trump to come in and begin to make these products for us. And let's see, look down here. There's a couple others in here. 3M, the Ing Thulin, before he steps down, he's on a list to meet with Trump. Right, I think that pretty much, let me go back up the page here. No, I think that kind of covers it for now. So you have Ford, Fiat / Chrysler, 3M, GE, and Honeywell. At the very least, all these executives and many others from other huge corporations, these giant big corporations, are meeting with Trump prior to the year 2020. Let's move along. Also, I found that Bill Gates to meet with Trump at White House. And if you look at this article, he's talking to Trump about, hey, don't slash funding to these overseas research and stuff to do with Ebola and AIDS and that kind of thing. But I noted here, it says Gates previously met with Trump in December 2016 at Trump Tower and again last March. And this is dated 2018, March 15, 2018. So throughout the years, this time, Bill Gates is meeting with Trump on a semi-regular basis in private. It's not something we can watch the video or listen to the audio of his discussion with Trump, but he says, Trump to meet with Bill Gates, harsh critic of plan to slash foreign aid. And it's for these foreign vaccination programs and having to do with AIDS and Ebola, which I'll show you. I've got a short video coming up, which is a little bit of what Trump said at a press conference, and then I show you the amazing Polly when she talks about the mismanagement of funds and misappropriation and the lack of accounting, and you can't look through their books, and all these organizations that are taking millions and billions of dollars of American tax dollars to allegedly, supposedly fight AIDS. So here's Bill Gates meeting with Trump to convince him. It says, Trump and Gates will also likely talk about funding for scientific research, that kind of thing. Gates is worried about him slashing, let's go up here. A source familiar with the agenda told CNN that foreign aid will likely be a topic of discussion. Gates and his wife Melinda spoke out against Trump's proposed cuts to foreign aid in the 2018 annual letter for their philanthropic foundation, saying U.S. efforts to combat disease and poverty abroad saves lives, creates U.S. jobs, and makes Americans more secure. Talking points right there, if you ask me, folks. But point being, Bill Gates has met with Trump on a semi-regular basis. They know each other by name, have met in person several times, at least 3 or 4 times. Okay, here it is. Ford joins GE, 3M in speeding up ventilator respirator production. All these guys, heads of these companies, have been meeting with Trump prior to this coronavirus event. And folks, I want to finish up real quick. This is a neat video someone sent me a link to, Leonard Ulrich. And if you want to know about, is COVID-19 a bioweapon, this is a really good video. And it goes into detail. Some of it's a little bit over my head, but a lot of it made a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to send you a link to this one as well. It's well worth the 17 minutes. Stick around for the whole video, because in the end he kind of brings something back up that's a key piece that explains what's going on with this many of us believe, bioengineered weaponized virus. Okay, folks, that's it. I'm going to send you links to all these things if you want to look into them. Point being, Trump has surrounded himself with a bunch of gangsters. They're not trustworthy individuals, and I just couldn't be more disappointed in this administration from what I'm seeing unfold, and money going overseas being wasted, money here in America being sent off to these huge corporations, and right now small businesses are being crushed. All these oil-producing countries are being crushed as well, so it's quite advantageous to the American wealthy elite, the corporations of America, and everyone else is going to get really hurt in this while they introduce universal vaccine. I'm reading about Bill Gates' universal vaccine, and they're going to introduce this crypto currency for us, this digital currency, right? Which I don't want anything to do with any of that. Don't know about you, but that's my personal opinion. Okay, folks, I've gone on long enough. Thanks for joining me. This is Patrick Pinner. You've been listening to Diverging Perspective. Take care and stay healthy. Over
so next time we might not be so lucky. You can have a virus where people feel well enough while they're infectious that they get on a plane or they go to a market. The source of the virus could be a natural epidemic like Ebola, or it could be bioterrorism.